This is a 1/8 inch NPT. You want it at the highest point, as this takes the air out of the system. Obviously, it automatically takes the air out of the system, because this thing actually, I now have it drained again, but I mean, this thing, I'm almost gaining this much every time it goes. This is a big radiator and a big engine, so it has a lot of expansion to go. So I'm going to put an expansion tank in here. I need to order that, figure out one. There's a ton of them. Anyways, my dilemmas actually are these frickin' things. I made the mistake of not sealing these guys, and these are the hothead. I guess this is a review of hothead Hemi freeze plugs. Now these are actually really good freeze plugs. I did realize that you should put a washer here. Get yourself a washer. Put a washer there. Now there's nothing, you can see there's nothing sealing at all. So obviously I used a lot of sealant. I used the red Permatex high temp sealer, gasket maker, whatever it was. Fairly liberal with that, and it stopped one. Broke another one off because I didn't use the, actually I think I broke two because I didn't use the stupid, one just leaked because I didn't get in straight because I'm pushing up, you know, you're pushing up in the air. I'm putting these plugs. Like I said, the nice thing with these are that you can put these in after the fact if you can get to this bolt, and then they don't really fall out, but you can then pry them out fairly easily. You can hit them and whack them. Now these, I think these are steel copper plated. Let me see what the directions say. So I guess it's the official review of hothead Hemi freeze plugs, the freeze plug kit. Apply sealant. Yeah, there you go. So you got to read the fucking directions. Any manner. Install and hand tighten nuts. Tighten nuts 2 complete turns. Clean any exposed sealant with solvent and sulfur. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good recommendation. Pretty good instructions. It's, you know, I will play with them a little bit. 2 turns is probably about right, because what it does is it actually crushes this flat. You'll see the plugs here. You'll see it's kind of got it's rounded up here. It looks like a spaceship. Winter? No. You'll see it kind of looks like a spaceship. And what it does is it crushes this flat, and then this guy goes against the freeze plug opening and then locks it in. So I did notice that this thing can get real hard to turn, and it starts chewing into it starts bending this in. Now maybe it's because I went 3 or something, but put a washer on here, like a washer with a little more spacing if you're feeling to feel. I would, again, I'll always use a washer up here to make myself feel a little safer, because I have some crushed, and I actually had the bolt break off, and obviously water just comes gushing out, and then you gotta fish. This thing will actually go in the block, and you gotta fish it out. Now it's magnetic, so like I said, this isn't, you know, so it's, you can get to it. So otherwise these are really good, come in handy. This thing is a pain in the ass to get a freaking grab around. This is a 13mm nut, and this is what I use to put them on and hold them. And they'll try to hold them in the block while I'm putting it on the block. I believe it's 7/8. Yeah, get yourself a good, if you can get a 6.7/8, get one. This actually works pretty good. It kind of wedges in, and you can obviously get the socket inside of here. I'd put a mark on it to see what your second revolution is. I mean, obviously after reading the directions, it kind of helps, but this will lock it in pretty good. Obviously the difficult problem is putting it in the block. I do have a leaker, so I'll have to figure that out. Glad I got I actually bought the extra set. That's what happens when you don't follow their fucking directions. I'm an idiot. I don't even know if I even saw that. I may have taken them out and just put them in and said, oh, everything's good. So I realized my mistake later. I was like, oh shit, I didn't put any sealant on the freeze plugs. But anyways, so this leak is fixed. I now have it's just a hair fraction of a hair leak on the one over here. The others haven't leaked with no sealant on them, so we'll see what happens when it really gets pressured up. It's been pressured up. Another problem is with the radiator and this neck down. This is like 7/8. So, and then this is like 7/8. This isn't this standard 3/4 stuff. So I had to find this inch and a quarter down. I bought the standard kind of generic ones, and you can see this one's actually can't tell, but this one's actually shorter. Yeah, this one's a little longer. So you got to find this. It's a Murray. I had it at O'Reilly's. It's 77710 or 7702 or 7701. Look for the inch and a quarter inch. Yeah, I think it's inch and a quarter. These are just 3/4 neck depth. They even tell you the neck depth. They just tell you overall cap height. Anyways, you have to find these extra high. This is actually a 16-pounder. You don't need 16 pounds for this car because I don't have air conditioning. Air conditioning on these cars takes 16 pounds. These, I think they're only 12 or something, or 14 for a non-AC car. It's lower. It's in the book. They'll show you the radiator caps that come for these. Anyways, I'm gonna look. I really don't even like this look of this guy. I'd like to find. I'm gonna try if I can. I kept looking for one, but I couldn't find one that comes out this side. Because I think the Mopars are always out this side. So I'll look again. I might clean this up and not put a gasket on it, but I definitely want to get rid of this crap. So not a good idea to use that guy, I guess. But all in all, I've had to drain the freaking fluid. Like, this has been the worst problem, is we're draining the freaking antifreeze all the time. I'm going to try to get this guy on right now before it gets too late. Work on the brakes, work on the brake booster here. I ran it and started it, warmed it completely up again, and the only leak I had was this real faint, real light one center. I fixed the one over here by just taking the nut off and replacing this guy with a washer, and put the nut back on. It was fine. I maybe over crushed it a little bit. So, like I said, what happens is this collapses. This centerpiece right here starts to collapse in, and then it leaks, because you're relying on this surface to be kind of scuffed and then seal up, and that will work. And the other one relies on the sealant here, and then, like I said, this won't leak because this has got a tight seal here. Anyways, 2 turns, use some sealant. Go pretty little hot with the sealant, I think. A little high with the sealant. I would go a little nuts with sealant next time. I'm probably going to have to remove that one, which requires the whole block to be drained, which is kind of a pain in the ass in this thing. I need to find if there's like a drain plug on a block somewhere. There probably is. I just don't know where it is, but I'll maybe try finding it. So, okay, well, it looks like 16 inches is the way to go with these calipers. Like I said, I put the big giant brake stop truck. This was a little tight here, actually, so kind of crushed on. I think it's just the powder coating on this. Now, these are Crown Vic Steelies, so, and they actually look pretty good. Frickin' brake is locking up, but let's see what it looks like with the hubcap. So yeah, let's see if this thing fits on. This is the problem. So I think it's gonna fit. Yeah, it does. So that is the idea. Kind of lowriderish, right? I guess I don't want to put that on just yet. That's the idea. So I'm gonna go with some 16-inch. I got some brand new tires here, just from leftovers I had, and then I'll use these guys. They look pretty bad, but fairly wide tires. So be some fairly big meats on them. I gotta get them cleaned up. They were pull-offs off another car, and they're brand new from 2018. Just need a little clean there out in the junkyard. So I'm going to throw those on. No, the hubcap's not on straight. Looks pretty stupid, but I think you do see these on a lot of lowriders. But these are 16-inch caps. And I think they have screws on the back. I think they have. Yeah, they have these screw holes in the back holding. I could literally take. I think I could take this spinner off, and I might see about getting the Dodge spinner on here, getting some form of a Dodge. I don't know the Dodge. I'll have to think about that. I don't think they're made for Dodge spinners. And I have these little holes right there. I might have to plug that. I might have to plug those. I'll have to see what size this is compared to the Dodge spinners I have. Like I said, this is, you see these on lowriders, I think, a lot. Pretty cool though. It's gonna work, and like I said, now it clears my calipers very well. I got a finger now in between. These are this is the old Scarebird kit, the old you couldn't run 14s on this one, and like I said, my 15s really wouldn't fit. Depends on the offset too, where the back spacing, etc., etc. These were like 50 bucks shipped, which isn't bad. So they're refurbs. I don't know if they just took them out of the junkyard or something, or they're like Cardone refurbs or something. But these are 7-inch wide rims. Yeah, I think these are 7-inch rims. So I'm gonna get some cornering, some nicer handling out of this. So, and then I'll figure out what to do about white walls. I don't think he really cares. I don't think it really matters about smoothness. This stuff lays down. See, so it starts picking it up again. But anyways, that's this stuff, tire ink. I don't know either. I don't know if there's any other. I'll just do this real sloppy. I mean, no, not really being nice about this, but if the first coat goes down, and see how it picks it up again sometimes. Like, watch what I'm doing. If I do it again, it'll kind of just keeps picking it up. See that right there? See? You're like, what the hell? I think that's what they mean about the short strokes. So anyways, this is it's pretty reasonable. It would do the job. So I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try applying some of this stuff as a test, and I'm gonna apply it from here all the way up to here. So I'm gonna get at least a 2-inch white wall, and I'm just gonna apply a couple, like maybe 6 inches this way. So let me see how this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on right now. Instructional wise on this guy. Install normal pressure, not going to do that. Sanded lightly. I'm going to have to sand it and then clean the tires to remove silicones, dirt. Stir the paint conveniently. Can dilute with water. Not going to do that. I'm just going to hand paint. Synthetic or fine hair brush. Got the brush. This is water based, so got a nice fine hair synthetic brush. Doesn't really matter. Paint 4 to 5 fine coats and then let dry for 6 hours between coats. So I'm just going to put one coat on it. This is going to be a long time. Man, that kind of sucks. Made in the EU, Spain. So let's see how it goes. Get the first coat going on.